Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Oddities D&D. So glad to be here today. Thank you, one and all, for bearing with us while we get through some technical issues. I feel so connected to Chuck in such a way tonight because she had technical issues. I had technical issues, so I'm guilt-free for all my technical issues, and so is she, because we counterbalance and everything is good. But as some of you in the chat may have noticed, announcement to everybody, starting today, we are going to be multi-streaming. So you can find us live every Sunday on Twitch. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on TikTok if 1,000 of you follow us. Until then, nope. But yes, all that is happening. All that is happening.
What is the TikTok?
Hang on, I'm talking. All that is happening when the technical stuff actually works, because we're not actually live streaming today like I planned. So that's in the can for tonight. But that's okay. You're all here. You're lovely. Thank you all for being so patient. Now let's get on with this and introduce the first player of the evening, Fred, as... Oh, shit.
Oh.
I forgot to mention, it's another technical difficulty. Poor Fred has caught the flesh-eating disease. She's no longer with us, folks. It just can't be helped. She decided to sacrifice her flesh for her new dog, so...
In a jar.
Yeah.
Slowly feeding it to the dog.
Yes. So everybody, if you could share some love for Fred in the chat room, I'm sure she's out there watching sick in bed, and she would love to see that you're all thinking of her. But aside from that, let's concentrate on the living. Let's go to Ari.
The devil saw me with my head down and thought he'd won. Until I said, Oppa Gangnam Style.
That's so timely. You gotta put the camera down.
I'm Ari, and I know it's not very obvious right now, but I play the wizard with the high intelligence.
Amazing.
Yes, you do.
Excellent.
Yeah.
My precious child.
Well, across from the brilliant one, we have Xander.
And I'm just a little guy. I'm Zanzan. I play Wesley, your drow. No, I'm not the drow. Goddamn.
Oh my god, the technical difficulties have seeped into the brains.
Yeah.
I play the bard.
There it is. And last but not least, the queen of technical difficulties, Chuck.
My kingdom for a mic that works. I swear to God. I don't think it's ever worked for any prolonged period of time. I am Chuck. I play. Who do I play? I play the cowboy guy. Woo! Yeah! Ooh.
Gangnam Style. I said it wrong too.
I think you mean Oppa Tomato Style.
Oh, there we go.
Tomato style.
She's playing up for the chat. All right.
Got you.
With that,
I know what the chat wants.
Yes. With that, who is doing the recap for today?
What's
I don't
that
know.
mean?
Oh, wait, they've got their
I
glasses.
got my glasses. I have vision.
Ooh.
If I get Discord to load. Recaps. Let me move my drink. I have too many
We
drinks
got
in my
it. Discord to load.
There we go. Okay.
Good lord.
The Oddity newest members enjoy their first dinner at the headquarters, bonding with the rest of the staff. Mizara evaluates their recent mission and informs them they need to train together to improve coordination. The group spends the night getting to know one another more personally. The next day, they begin training, experimenting with different combat combinations. Over the course of the following week, the party members hone their skills, learning new spells and abilities from the Oddities specialists as they level up.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, they're a lot shorter and sweeter.
No, that's okay. All right. With that, little change of scenery here. Oh, I forgot. Chat, I'm so sorry. The folks in Discord, they asked for a little snippet of what the players can see for home base. I'll try and do that later tonight if I can.
Wow.
So,
How
lot of...
could you forget that for them?
I'm gonna hit you and you're gonna call me daddy. All right, so...
Well, I've done worse.
There you go. So, with that, Mizara announces to the group that yes, you have another mission that has been obtained. She asks you all to prepare for an excursion, and when you're all ready, to meet her down in the central chamber. So, you guys have a moment to talk amongst yourselves between the party members, decide on what you're going to be bringing, what you're going to be leaving behind. Have at it.
Yay, the sheets are updated.
She says to the party.
Sorry, that was sleep paralysis, Demon Asta.
Should we be worried?
Only if you think it's worth worrying about. Oh, Wyatt, I think you got something in your throat, maybe? Can't really hear you.
Give me a second there, darling. It's all that,
Damn.
hardtack that I've been eating. It's just kind of,
Oh no.
oh no. I feel the laryngitis is taking over.
Oh,
I heard a scroosh, 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 scroosh.
I think my hearing is gone too.
oh God.
I'm having a bit of that
Says my
old.
mic picked you up.
Hey.
Yeah.
My phone.
Actually, yeah.
I can't even hear you guys. Hang on one second.
Oh,
This is-
shoot.
this is inconsistent.
Whoa.
Whoa.
So hi, chat. How you doing?
So Wesley, what have you been up to in the last week?
Nothing at all. Just vibing. I sit in the corner and vibrate.
As they say in Wildemount.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you didn't improve anything at all then, since last time?
What's there to improve on?
A lot.
I'm not the one who face planted while jumping off a building.
Yeah, that wasn't me. I'm over this now.
Totally.
At least my ego isn't so big as to claim that there's nothing to improve with myself.
I'm just repeating what others tell me.
Must have paid them a lot for them to tell you such a thing.
I understand jealousy is an ugly beast and you wear it so well.
Thank you.
But next time put a little makeup on it.
Oh, yeah, are my eye bags showing? That's just all of the research I've been doing to improve myself because, despite being so intelligent, there's always a little more work to do, but not anyone can understand that, obviously.
From the looks of it, a lot more work.
Oh, I think
Sorry,
Wyatt's awake.
I stroked out there for a moment. I get this tinnitus in my ear sometimes. It's a long story. What were y'all talking about?
Oh, nothing at all.
Just being friendly with Wesley.
Of course.
Oh, good. I'm glad you guys is no longer squirting lemon into each other's eyes. I was kind of getting a little sick of that back and forth. But regardless, we
Lemon in
will
one's eyes.
continue on. It's turn of phrase. It's unpleasantness in the eyes.
Maybe
No,
you know
not-
that one
not
if you read a
regarding-
little bit more, Wesley. Okay, yeah, we're beyond that.
Well then, I'm pretty much all packed up, ready to go here.
As am I.
Likewise.
All right, so you guys head on down. You meet Mizara in the center chamber there. And she sits you guys. She sits you guys down in front of a map that's spread out across the tabletop. And let's do this.
All right, good morning, one and all. So, as I said, we have a new sort of mission for you folks to take on. We got word from Alpha Team that there's a bit of strangeness on their journey completing their own task. They reported an odd stench emanating from a village or a town just west of Blade Garden. And when they arrived at their destination, they asked a few of the locals if anyone had noticed what they had in their travels. And a slew of different second-hand accounts ranged from crop rot due to bad soil or a slaughter that has been left to rot, to the fantastical tales of curses plaguing this land. There may be something to any one of those stories, or it may be something more mundane, but regardless, if it was enough to perk up Alpha Team's ears, it's at the very least worth investigating. Now, there's no official demand for our services, but if you do come across anything that requires you to intervene, don't forget to use the Oddities name, if only to have some protection regarding accountability. We will be sending you out to Blade Garden, and from there you can make your way general west direction to the target location, roughly about 100 miles out from where you will arrive.
Sorry, this is Ari speaking, who is incredibly tired. What was the main issue? I completely blanked over that. Blade Garden.
Yeah. So
That went by so fast. I'm like.
So Alpha Team found there was some sort of like weirdness in their travels when they were going on their mission, and they just kind of clocked it as something out of the ordinary. And
Okay.
instead of going there from what they were supposed to do, they sent word back to you guys saying like, okay, there's something going on there. We don't know what. So just to poke your head around there.
Okay, so just a general like investigation of the area.
Yeah.
Ellie and Mulder are getting a free vacation to Blade Garden.
Hell yeah! Unless they're Alpha Team.
Nope.
Oh, no,
Well,
we are not.
You can ask.
Delta.
That wouldn't hurt.
Well, I was gonna say Alpha Team.
Yes, Alpha Team is the team that was created before you all arrived. You guys are called Beta Team. Or if you prefer Omega, it's up to you.
I mean, one of the most aggressive fish out there is the beta.
Oh, there you go. That's a
What
nice
about
catch.
the Sigma team?
I'll be honest, I'm really not concerned with what you guys decide to call yourself, but when you are out in the public, please just refer to yourselves as the Oddities. It's less of a headache for when we get the call back.
B-roll? B-dog?
They have to be brand changing and all sorts of new websites.
New what?
Sorry, nothing.
The sites of webs? Giant spiders? Is that what you're on?
Yeah, the spiders wouldn't even know who they're dealing with at that point. So, right, west of Blade Garden, we're to investigate some smells, crop rot, and rumors of curses. Is that correct?
Oh, those are possibilities. Those are just speculation right now. It could be just about anything. So yes, go to the area, speak to any locals if there are any, determine the cause, and if it's something you are able to offer aid to, please do so. Now, the payment details I will leave to your own judgment depending on whatever the situation may be, if you are asked to intervene on anyone's behalf, that is. Now, we are not here to ransack people of their belongings or ask a king's ransom, so do keep in mind that we are fairly well stocked here, and any sort of payment you request should at least consider the livelihood of the people you're helping against ours for the time being. And that goes for any mission going forward, if you could be so kind.
Well, I'm certain in
My
any
word.
case that using the sending stone, we can contact you if you need to talk to anyone directly, as it were back in Utenberg.
Yes, and that'll lead me to my next little bit there. But if you have any questions right now, feel free to ask.
It just works on a sliding scale then, based on the income of the client at hand, as it were.
Also, the threat that it poses to you and yours.
Loss of limb, life, etc., etc.
Yes.
Speaking of which, if we encounter, let's say, deadly force, should we engage, or would you prefer we retreat? Or would you leave us to judge the situation?
Like a whole forest?
That's a bit why I'm sending you on this mission. It's another way for me to kind of perceive your talents and perceive your intuition. But, obviously, if there's something that's about 3 times the size of you, Asta, and you're determined to go up against it with fisticuffs, I'd say run away. But, as a group, if you feel that it's within the realm of possibility that you could defeat any task such as that, by all means, have at it.
Oh, you know me and my joint muscles. We're ready to take on the biggest threats.
I heard your kneecaps cracking as you walked down the stairs. Yes, I'm well aware.
Mm-hmm. That was just your imagination.
Of course it was, dear. Now,
Getting
secondary,
old, you know, what can I say? Okay, yep.
I have a short list of goodies, courtesy of Gamilda, who's asking you to keep your eyes out for any flora of interest. But specifically, she's also asking for you to keep your eyes out for these particular specimens.
And she slides over a little piece of parchment, and it has written down on it 4 particular items and 1 just a general kind of reminder. So she has written down red moss,
Red moss?
truffles,
Ruffles?
crocus,
Crocus?
willows,
That's our provincial flower.
willow's wisp, and then the general one is any blood secretions or teeth of animals or creatures you come across. So however you want to phrase that.
Blood, poop, and teeth.
There you go.
Will-o-wisps. Interesting.
Now, speaking of which, I will give you a little update from your last excursion. The samples that you brought back were interesting, to say the least. You gave a bit of flesh sample that was tissue from human, so we could, or humanoid, I should say. So we could assume it was from one of the victims from your last adventure. The fluid you gave us, what we assumed was the creature's blood, is not so much a blood. It is a viscous kind of liquid that we're assuming the creature kind of used as a fluid substance to kind of live and breathe, but it doesn't have the same kind of properties as normal blood that you would find in most creatures out there. So we're still working on that, but I thought you'd at least want the update.
What about the soil?
Well, the soil's a little particular. It has the normal elements you would find in most earth and dirt and such. Trace elements of manure just for fertilization and such. But there is one piece of it that just doesn't seem... Well, we can't rightly figure out what it is, but there is another substance that is mixed in with the soil. Not, I think, not by their own hands. Like, they didn't find something and put it into the ground. It was there before they got there. But as to what its makeup is or where it came from, we're not entirely sure just yet. So eventually we'll expand our kind of research and see if there's anything historically significant about the area and see if that gives us any clues. I believe Pendleton is working his magic on that one.
Is literal magic, or...
No, his book smarts.
Ah.
Right then.
Right. Could possibly be what those creatures were. Well, not the creatures themselves, but whoever's responsible. That might be what they're after.
Could be. It's a little curious, like, have all these strange elements kind of come together. The appearance of these strange creatures that, by all accounts, Pendleton can't find, a record for in any of his history books. We have the soil that's got some sort of strange makeup. We have the victims. How does that play into everything? We don't really know. It's too many different directions right now to say what exactly was going on there. But I am glad we intervened. It seems like we may have stopped the loss of life for however long.
All right, well, thank you for the update.
Seems like we are aptly named, being that it is an oddity.
True dat. Did I just say true dat? I didn't mean to.
Is it 2002?
Picking up on
Holy
that
shit.
young one slang, Bizarra. Hashtag true dat.
Hashtag true dat. Well,
Dear me.
after that little bit of embarrassment, if you're all prepared to leave, I'd like you to follow me.
Would there be like any like potion stores we might be able to visit beforehand?
Yeah, is there anything we can stock up on?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're
I don't know
following.
who you're pointing at.
We're
So
following.
as you follow her, man, it's like you guys are reading my thoughts ahead of him. All right, so Mazzara leads you all into Pendleton's library, and you can see the old librarian is kind of over in the corner, kind of pulling books and everything, trying to like mishmash a whole bunch of ideas in his head from one to another, flipping pages, not giving you guys much of the time of day, and not too opposed to having you just waltz in with Mazzara. But she heads down through the maze of shelves and everything to the very back, or what you assume is the back of this space, to where there's 2 bookshelves piled high with books in particular order. And she just stands right by a little stone basin that looks like it could hold like a candle or something like that. And before she takes you on to this next part of discovery in the library, she does hand over to you guys a little traveling kit. And as you look inside, you see 4 healing bulbs, the ones that Gamilda introduced you to when you first met her. So each of you can take stock of that. There is the speaking stone, of course. And there are another 4 tin cylindrical containers for you.
Now, you'll see in the kit that I've prepared for you that there are another 4 containers, as I've shown you, for you to get samples along your journey. And this right here,
As she knocks on the bookcase,
is why you're gathering those.
Mazzara steps up to a pair of the books near the very back of Pendleton's library, as I said a long time ago, and pulls the spine of a very large atlas. The center of the 2 bookshelves splits apart and shift away in a crescent formation. Behind the wall is a large oval glass surface with a dark reflection that tricks the eye into believing that there is an entranceway just beyond its reflective surface. To the right of the glass frame sits a silver cup resting in a stone where intricate glyphs and runes have been carved along its stone surface. Mazzara pulls out a canister similar to the ones used to collect samples and retrieves a piece of red brick. Oh, Ari, you dying?
She almost died.
Oh, she's got tears of
I'm
joy.
okay.
She's just so excited over the black void.
Yeah.
Yep. Like my soul.
I couldn't even see you because it's on my phone. It's just
Oh my
square, so
God.
you're
And
off the
Sandra
camera.
was making fun of me too.
Oh, Sandra.
Suffered, and I just couldn't help but laugh. It's the
Sorry.
same as you too, Chuck. So when you're suffering, I also giggle.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was listening. I
Do you need me to
That
repeat
would-
anything?
No, you're good. I got all of that. I was just dying at the same time.
Okay. So she pulls out the piece of red brick.
This was retrieved from a building in the heart of Blade Garden, the first time we sent Alpha Team out there in that general area. Now, when I set this into this cup here, a portal will open to that exact destination and will allow you 6 seconds to step through the glass and arrive there in an instant. The same can be done for each of the samples you've collected during your first mission, which is why it is important to collect the samples as you go, no matter where you are. You never know if one location will be more beneficial than another. And all of us are in a line of work where seconds, hours, days, weeks could determine success or failure. So do keep in mind the potential importance of gathering those samples just as you have before.
Well, I won't claim to know how any of that works, but goddamn, that is a smart idea. I wish I could shake the hand of the man who thought of it.
Or women.
That's you. Goddamn clever.
Now, is everybody ready?
As for the samples, you want us to look into the same elements as the first time, correct?
Pretty much wherever you lay your head, or if you come across a situation that does require investigation, gather a sample from those places. It's like little marks on the map that we can kind of at least keep in mind if we ever need to travel those ways again. We'll have a quicker route than traveling by foot.
And something tells me Ari froze.
Oh, yeah, I sure did. Hold up.
I don't know what gave that away.
I need to
Oh,
replace
heavens
this
preserve us.
Goddamn webcam.
There's two of me. Hey, you're a handsome motherfucker.
Watch out. I should have
We're
worn
back.
my Mars Attacks shirt too.
I should have told you.
Bitch!
All right.
Okay.
So, Mizara sets the stone into the tin cup, and you see a swirl across the black surface of the mirror. 6 seconds. Go.
Oh!
Presley's just gonna walk in.
Yeah.
I like how Asta just robots in. oh my. Oh.
My dad's a bit freaky, yeah.
I don't like you either.
With that,
Ooh.
taking your first step through the glass and stepping onto the stone road of a city hundreds of miles away from you is a bit disorienting. The shift in sounds and smells around you dizzy your senses. Looking around, you recognize that you are in a few feet of what can only be a back alley. The opening to the city proper in front of you shows people passing by without giving you a noticing glance. As the last of you steps through the portal to join the rest of your companions, a quick glance back sees the familiar faces at the Oddities' home base simply dissipate and vanish as if it was a fleeting memory. Beyond you now is a city bustling with life. What do you do?
I don't even know where Blade Garden is, to be quite frank.
I will show you the world map.
We're just a bit
Oh,
north.
I do. I'm looking at it right now.
There we go. Now,
Yeah, Asta would pull out like she would open her tome
Mhm.
and like go to a specific page and just unfold a map of Exandria and like point it out on the map to Wyatt.
Well, paint me red and call me a scarecrow. That happened in 6 seconds? Like, I understood the concept, but the practicality of it is I need to And he leans against a wall and like, whew.
Have you never traveled magically, Wyatt, before?
I don't feel very well. Hang on one
Oh.
second.
Well, yes.
I just-
Take your time. That happens. It
Just
kind
need
of
a little air.
scrambles your inside a little bit. If you need to let it out, that's natural, actually.
No, it's fine. It's fine. He gets up and starts like walking around, trying to get like the blood back into his head.
And how are you doing?
And I'll spare a glance to Wesley.
Wesley's just there breathing through it.
And like to the two of you, like Asta doesn't look all that bothered by it, so one can assume she's gone through this already a few times.
Oh,
Well
wow.
then,
Okay. I feel better. It's just unusual. What's our first port of call? Do we find somewhere to stay? Do we want to get right into this?
What time would it be? Mr. Daddy DM.
Sorry, I'm being distracted by a bunch of
good.
things on my phone. What did you say? I'm sorry.
Around what time is it at this point? Is it morning?
It would be getting into late afternoon, early evening.
well, judging by the time, I would probably secure lodging for the evening at the very least. And then, I mean, last time we got some good information out of staying at a tavern.
Usually
Yeah,
the best
yeah.
place to start if you don't know the direct location of the issue. Especially when people start drinking, they start complaining.
And we don't even know what the issue is. We just know something abnormal is going on here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
then.
like there's a smell. I just feel we. Oh, right. I would like to look around for. And then he realizes that they already had the red brick, which is how they got here in the first place. And he totally just like shakes it off and starts walking towards one of the main thoroughfares.
Do all of you follow?
Should we look for a guard to ask where an inn is?
Do we want to stay at a reputable establishment or?
I mean, one that those who would be outside the city limits often would stay at. So most likely not a high-end one.
Right.
Wyatt waves down someone on the street and he takes his hat off and clutches it to his chest. Excuse me, I was wondering if you could tell us where, good middle of the road, not too pricey, not too cheap, inn would be.
Friggin' tourists. I got no time for you. Buzz off. And he keeps on
Jeez.
going.
Here. Maybe I'll have better luck. And
Like
I will
the friendly
look
city.
for a woman who appears to be in a good mood. Like somebody who doesn't have a scowl on their face.
Sure. You see a woman. She's wearing kind of like a handkerchief over her head. Just constant ear-to-ear grin, looking at everything up and down and just kind of all over the place.
Another tourist.
Another tourist, but she might have noticed. And Wesley will slide up back. Sorry to bother you.
Fuck you! Beast in the knees, beast in my head. Oh, look at them all go! Woo!
And then she keeps on walking.
I want what she's having.
Feeling that there might be some force preventing us from speaking to someone about an inn.
Or
Oh.
we're just in a big city and people don't want to be disturbed, and I think she's just on drugs. And I will repeat, I want what she's having. So let's look out for that one.
Oh, we could follow her if, in any case.
If she's high, I definitely do not recommend that, because that's when things can get ugly.
Well, you wanted what she's having, so maybe she might lead us to it.
drugs like a mind-altering spell or something?
No.
In a way,
A
yes.
substance that alters your mind temporarily.
Why would
It's like
one want
alcohol,
to do
but
that?
a little more fun.
Oh, alright. Just not in beer form.
I mean, depending on how you take it.
Much more damaging to the brain cells. Obviously. And I spare a glance to Wesley.
Seems unwise. Alright. Is there like a flow of traffic, foot traffic?
Yeah.
Um,
I got you covered.
yeah,
Check this out.
on the map. Oh,
So as you guys leave the alleyway, you see that the city streets are in constant motion. People chatting idly as they look over display goods for different markets, others trying to bob and weave to get where they're going in a hurry. Large clustered groups of men and women in varying armor can be seen from one end to the other of any street that you walk down. And you notice that there seems to be a very heavy military presence in this city. Anyone who's proficient can make a history check.
I miss those.
Oh! Oh! Wow!
So,
Whoa!
Wait, whose was the natural 20?
Wait!
Alright,
both
so
of
that's
us.
20.
Wait, no. Oh, you
and
rolled
I had a
19.
19.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, baby!
That is crazy.
Jack of all trades, baby.
So, easily enough, you guys know from your history lessons, or at least your constant reading, this Blade Garden is a military city. The majority of the Righteous Brand, which is the national military in Wildemount, are trained in this city and are stationed here before they head out to their different districts across the Dwendalian Empire. Now, many of whom would be going off to go to war in Jorhas fairly soon.
Are you taking notes?
Yes. Now, thankfully, the direction you are all heading in moves away from most of the noise of soldiers and training. Shouts and war cries mixed with the clashing of metal on metal as outsiders... Whoop. I don't know what the heck that auto-corrected into, so I'm just going to skip that sentence. Where is it? The further you travel to the west of the city limits, the more familiar the rest of its civilization becomes. Shops selling produce and premium goods show off their seasonal displays in their windows, and local taverns and inns show patrons walking in and stumbling out of their corridors. And general armaments can be found pawning off their mediocre... General armaments can be found... Wow. There's dudes selling weapons and armor, but they're shitty quality. There. Anyone who is proficient or is paying attention can make a perception check. Ooh, good rolls today, guys.
Yes.
Damn.
Dirty
bad.
20.
Cool. Spoke too soon. Well, a 10, that still succeeds. That's good enough for me. You all notice that the vast majority of the population here are of orc or half-orc lineage. There's a smattering of humans and elves, but very few. And having lived in a community where the majority of its population is still dwarvish, and seeing as the last time you all encountered a dwarf on a mission did not instill any love for that people or culture, it's a nice breath of fresh air to see a different dominant culture in its element. And that's when you happen to notice one individual who sticks out from the crowd. A halfling man with an interesting cap on his head. He tips it towards you before walking over with a bit of a swagger in his small stride.
Well, I do believe I spot with my very two eyes a fine group of people who are visiting our beloved Blade Garden for the first time in their lives. It gives me great pleasure to introduce myself to my newfound friends and invite you all to a night of delectable debauchery, the likes of which you will never see in your lives again. I am talking about the one, the only, the esteemed establishment known as Rooster Kitty. And I am your humble host with the most, and your new founding friend known amongst many a lady and gentleman as Tripod. Now, What can Tripod introduce to fine friends like you?
Well, I'd say you're just the man we're looking for, Mr. Tripod.
Indubitably my astute companion. How do you do? May I have the pleasure of your gorgeous name to go with that gorgeous face?
Asta.
Hasta la vista, baby. Mm.
And I just kind of like throw a look to Wyatt, Wesley, and Neff, and go like, kind of like, might as well. Like,
Mr. Wyatt, good to know you, Mr. Trapout.
Well, I do declare that's a gentleman with proper manners if I ever saw one. Put it there, partner.
And he puts out his hand to shake your hand. Big old shake. Got a firm, stiff grip on him.
Mm-hmm.
if you say.
Very.
Wesley, it's a pleasure.
How do, my fine, suave friend?
And he gives you a very gracious bow.
And who or what is this we have here? I do declare I see an owlin in my presence. You are a delight on these simple eyes of mine.
And he goes over and he takes Neff's hand and... But that's okay.
She's molting.
Oh, that's okay, baby. We get all kinds around here.
Do they?
Well, we were actually looking for an establishment for the night.
Well, seek and ye shall find. It's so good that I ran into you the time and that I did. Please follow my humble stride over to these delectable delights we have over here.
I would like to kind of look around just to see if, like, just the type of, if anyone's looking at us or looking at him, the type of reactions they're giving. Like, if they're like, oh, he's up to it again, or kind of.
Wyatt's just excited. Someone recognized his manners.
I'm trying to decide if this is insight or perception. Let's go insight. We did perception already.
Oh, okay. Don't fail me.
Ooh,
Dirty 20.
did you see that? 414.
Oh my god, all the tech difficulties have given us good rolls.
It's working in our favor.
Sacrifice.
Yes. So you gather from like looking around, you catch a few things with a 20. You do see like parents kind of pulling their children away because they are eyeballing this guy. Like, to paint a better picture, this guy is a halfling, right? He's got a quirky little cap on his head, but he's got long hair that kind of flows out to the side. And he's got like these shades on that take up like half his face. He's got a little prepubescent mustache and like a tuft of hair coming out like between a V-neck kind of button-up shirt. And he's got his sleeves rolled up on the forearms and everything like that. And yeah, there's like some definite like risque kind of tattoo-manship going on his forearms. And he's got like one of those pimp swaggers that every time he takes a second step, it gets one of those things going.
He's giving me Rudy Ray Moore.
Yeah.
Fucking Dolomite, baby.
Yeah. So he is fucking lit. And the
love
kids,
Garden Shore.
yeah, they just like, they clock him and he is the greatest thing on earth. The parents are like, no, don't grow up to be like that, you know, and so they're pulling them along. But with a 20, you also catch the eyes of some men and women who give him a look like either like, how do you do? And embarrassingly, like, don't recognize me and like run away. Or, you know, other women just like, hello, tripod.
Hey, Biggie.
Yeah. Leslie's just gonna follow behind, just kind of being like, I guess we're doing this.
It's an adventure. The little goody two-shoes from last campaign. No, thank you.
So who's leading the charge here?
I guess Wyatt.
Probably Wyatt.
What? So as you guys head down about a block or two, you do come to a very large establishment where it's got like one of those saloon kind of looks where it's like there's the entranceway and then there's the balcony above it and then there's the signage. And sure enough, it's got a tinge of magic going on to it where it goes Rooster, and you see like a rooster with like being choked by the neck, and then Kitty, and you see a cat with its ass up. So
Yes, please.
and you can
Oh,
already
Rooster
see kind of
Kitty.
catcalling off the top balcony some women dolled up in like very over the top makeup and like beehives that are like 3 sizes too large with like handkerchiefs, yeah, and like busts coming out and everything. And you see like kind of hanging off the banister dudes and assless chaps just like So yeah, they're having a good old time. And there's a few kind of tables and barrels and everything out on the front patio, just like a lot of people just having drinks after work and everything. And it's a swinging door entranceway to the Rooster Kitty. Now, is this an establishment you guys would like to attend and frequent?
Chuck is screaming yes. Why, it's a little like, well, is it warm in
Oh,
Blade Garden?
man.
I'd say, yeah, this time of year it's getting crisper, but it's still fairly warm in the afternoons and everything.
Wesley's
I mean,
gonna
I would.
lean on Wyatt's shoulder. She's like, well, man, you ready to hit up the whorehouse?
I'm sorry, the what now?
The whorehouse.
And that's when Tripod comes up behind both of you and puts a hand on both your butt cheeks and pushes you in.
Wesley's just gonna, from being more, from having that more like prissy attitude and everything, is just immediately gonna kind of relax and let that natural charisma kind of take over. Shoulders are gonna droop a little, but still stay back. And Wesley now has like a side smirk on, and then like anytime someone that obviously is working there looks over at him, he'll give him a little wink and kind of move in the direction that Tripod is pushing.
So Asta, before entering, she kind of like takes a look at the men with the assless chaps and then takes a look at the women with their bosoms just hanging out, and she just kind of like brings her book up and goes like and like starts glowing red because like she's already red to begin with, and she'll just kind of like saunter in after the other two.
Amazing. So, as you all enter the establishment known as Rooster Kitty, you do see the center of attention in this establishment is the raised stage at the far back middle of this whole entranceway. And you see that there's a bit of a stage show going on right now, where there's gentlemen painted up in like powdery face and blush and rouge lipstick with bronze. It sparkles eyeshadow and raised eyebrows that have like a lightning kind of crease to them. Another kind of wig that just extends like beyond their shoulders and everything in like multicolored array. Whereas the woman to his left is dressed in a bowler hat, a very tight-fitting suit, and a little painted-on mustache. And it's sort of one of those plays where it's a Baudry kind of tale where, oops, I've dropped my handkerchief, I'll bend it over. And the man looks and goes, oh, she's not wearing any bloomers. So it's that kind of exchange there.
I love cringy burlesque.
Yes.
Yes.
Vaudevillian.
Give me that cringe burlesque show.
Now, to one side, there is a bar with an assortment of bottles of every kind of color and variety up against the wall on like a glass display. And you can see like cocktails being like thrown down the end of the bar to be caught in a patron's hand at the other end, spilling half of it over the edge. Coin can be dropped on the counter and ting, ting, ting all over the place. You hear many a patron like just having the time of their lives in a bunch of the round tables and chairs that are set up in the main hall. Many of the men and women are just kind of like either sitting on their laps and kicking up their feet, or men are just kind of like, doing a little lap dance with their butts on their crotches and everything. To the other side, there's a small little area where it's a gaming table. I will say it's very small and uninteresting because it didn't prepare for the gaming table.
Plain to stand. Yes, I
thank
get
you.
it.
And you could see by the number of people who are being taken in this general direction that there's a wide arcing stair that leads to the second floor, where a number of people are entering and exiting rooms that are about 12 deep, at least on the top floor. Not seeing like what lies beyond the velvet curtains on the main floor. But yes, this place is hopping. It seems very lively. You think you could probably get food and or drink here. Well, more drink than food, possibly. And a bit of company and entertainment if it so pleases. What would you guys like to do?
So, taking a look around, like, what's the majority of the patrons here like? Are they like mostly soldiers or trainees, considering this is a military academy? Or
Perception check.
yes, please.
Amazing,
There goes
guys.
10.
Wow, I'm on a roll.
Yeah.
19.
So you notice that, again, majority in here even is mostly half orc or orc. You do see coupled together a bunch of military presence here. Those guys have most of the men and women who frequent this establishment kind of joining them. And there's a smattering of other people ranging from like just a few of the races. Like there's definitely some humans, elves, not any dwarves that you can see. Maybe a halfling or two, but it's a pretty thick crowd filled with all sorts of different people. The entertainers, however, every race imaginable. But yeah, if your question was more kind of trying to figure out like if this is a legal establishment or if it's frowned upon, seeing how everybody's partaking, you get it's on the up and up.
No, I think it was more like as to like what people's like social standing were, like if it looked frequented by like mostly the richer folk or like thuggish people.
I'd say, well, you don't see anybody who has any like displays of like importance or anything like that. Like no medals, no stars on cuffs or anything like that to give you any kind of indication. So it seems like this is just whatever class is coming in. Like you're not seeing any like, I'm going to say this because I've been like catching myself a lot this week. You don't see any transient folk, and I don't know if transient is the proper word, but I said it anyway. So nothing like that. So it's definitely people with some coin to spend, and whether it's a lot of coin or a little bit of coin doesn't really matter that much.
Okay.
Speaking of coin, I kept forgetting to ask you, how much did we start with?
Whatever was in your thing, I think. Like I left it up to you guys. I didn't really question that. But if you started off with 1,000 gold, I'm gonna tell you to knock off one of those zeros.
Valid.
Well, I have 20.
That's good. That's good.
That makes sense.
Okay,
15?
I'll tell you what. Here's what I'll say.
I'll take 17 because it's in the middle.
You know what? Here's what we'll do. Everybody have 20, and if you ever get below that, when you get back to base, we can replenish it back to 20. Because the thing I think I mentioned to you guys is that I don't really want you guys worrying too much about gold this time around. All your like
That's right.
advancements and all that kind of stuff will be supplied at home base when your level kind of calls for it. But for everyday things like staying at an inn, getting food, I want you to know you'll be reimbursed. So you should always have 20 gold in your pocket.
Cool.
Sounds fun.
With that,
Yes.
Wesley's gonna try to pull. If there's an empty table, we'll go over to it, take the chair, foot up on the table, and try to flag down a waitress or waiter.
Easy
There's
enough.
one.
Ooh, Chuck, you're cursing my headphones right now.
Am I squeaky?
No, my
No.
headphones are like cutting in and out now.
Well, you know, if you're a person who uses the Beso bucks to give us, you could use your accounts to take advantage of the deals that are happening with electronics.
I think I missed out on the first part
If
you
you
were saying.
use if you have an Amazon Prime account
Oh.
and you give us your Amazon Prime,
Oh no,
you know,
I'm not
you
fishing
can
for
also
money.
then go and do your Amazon Prime to get new headphones.
But there is some
So-
sort of sale going on. Maybe I should look into that. So
Something I'd like to do while we wait for someone to wait upon us.
yes,
See what I did there?
I did.
Asta would just kind of like take out her tarot cards and spread them on the table. And I'd just like to use my portent feature because usually I do it after a long rest, but we kind of like skipped over that. So
Sorry about that.
No, it's not. It's not an accusation. So yeah, for you it is. Okay. So I'll roll 2 d20s. And I will pull tarot cards for whomever so wants. And one of those portent dices was a nat 20, so.
Seriously, we have to have tech issues before every show. So
I am buying a lottery ticket after this.
I'm
I will
just very
happily
concerned.
stream from my phone.
I'm very concerned about combat now.
Billy Boyd said it best: "No falling off a roof today, baby."
My redemption arc.
Oh my goodness. So, as you're working your magic with the tarot cards there, you do see a painted hand kind of slide over and slide one of the cards towards her.
Oh my, what do we have here, sweetheart?
Well, that's the star.
And what does the star do?
Well, keywords for you might, words that might resonate with you, considering this is upright. Hope, purpose. Do you fulfill your purpose here?
I feel very fulfilled. Many, many times over. How filled are you?
I don't think she's ever been filled.
Ignoring that,
Don't worry, honey. Some people are just experienced more than others, and some are just a little jealous.
Gives a long stare over to Wesley. And she just goes like,
well, in any case, I think my companion here was looking for company tonight. Wouldn't want to, dash his hopes.
And you see her kind of walk around. Before, she was kind of slumped over the table and just talking to you. But now she sits upright and just kind of drags a hand along the corner of the table as she comes right by your side, swivels a chair around and sits down and slumps so that you two are like face to face right there.
Oh, I'm sure we can find a friend or two of mine to give all your companions a little bit of entertainment for the night. But I'm interested in you, little star stringer.
and that's all.
So as Asta is taken up with this fine feminine feature, what are the rest of you doing? Or who?
Leslie's trying to get a drink.
Fair enough. Let's see. You walk up to the bar. Roll a d6.
No, not two. Fuck off. Computer, don't be gay. It's my job.
Oh, it rolled a 2. It's like you called it. Well, with that luck, you notice that there are specials on display today. There is the Blue Hawaii, which is a blended up drink with a bunch of coconut and blue curacao. So it's got like a bit of a coconut orangey kind of taste to it. Frothy with a bit of like cherry syrup over top of it. So it almost looks like a blue volcano erupting, or red, white, and blue, which don't want to think about. The other one,
Ran.
yeah.
Exactly.
The other one is a rum dropkick. So it's got 151 rum, yep, grapefruit juice, and a bit of Tabasco sauce.
Leslie's like,
Yeah.
give me that wine.
Excellent. So I'll say because it's a special, it's only 5 silver. So if you want to two-fist it, have a gold.
Yep. 1 gold, and I'll leave 2 silver.
Mm-hmm.
So, the tip. And I'll take it, thank them, head back to my chair, foot back up on the table, and with both drinks, be like, they have a special. I just go back to watching the show.
Excellent. Mr. Wyatt, what are you doing?
Mr. Wyatt, whilst milling about, seeing Asta in a conversation and Wesley getting a drink, he's just sort of looking around, and it's almost like a flashes of close-ups on flesh of all different kinds, sweat beading on the surface, very little clothing, lots of tongues and spit, and he's just like, it's slowly like Donald Duck going red. And he's like, oh, it's very hot in here. And he sort of tries to flag down a waiter or waitress, like, just a glass, just a bit of water. Oh, okay. And he kind of like backs up against the wall, like not really knowing what to do. This is BB's first time in Vegas.
Yeah.
He's never really quite seen this side of the world.
Yeah. So it's about that time when you lean up against the wall and you find something sturdy to kind of steady yourself. And you get a particular smell in the air. It's got like an earthy kind of quality to it, a bit like clove cigarettes in a way. And you just kind of follow the trace and you look down and you see just blowing out this huge string of smoke is Tripod. And he's just kind of leaning on the table looking up at you.
Seems like it's baby's first time in Blade Garden.
Yep, it is definitely my first time here in Blade Garden. I mean, I don't quite go by the moniker of baby, but I appreciate the fondness that you carry in your tone.
Hey, don't you worry.
What is one?
You all come with me here. We're gonna introduce you to the best things that life can offer in this whole establishment. You come with me now. We're gonna start you off nice and easy. You look like you could use something to quench that thirst that's in your throat there.
It's very dry, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, you follow old Tripod. He's gonna introduce you to one of the specials. It's gonna be on the house as a new first comer.
Yes, sir. Okay.
So you guys saunter up to the bar, and Tripod, he just has to give a, little head nod, and 3 drinks appear before you, each of different color, each of different sizes. One is on fire, and the middle one looks kind of similar to the one you spot. I keep wanting to say Xander. Wesley was having. So your first instinct is like, oh, Wesley's drinking that. That must be the safe one. The other one seems to have like an almost volcanic kind of look to it, where they don't exist in this world, but it's kind of like a lava lamp effect, right? And it's got like little swirly sparkles in it and just kind of effervesces with like a bit of steam off the top. The last one is just fucking fire. And you're like, how do you even?
My friend, Miss Starsinger might be interested in that one. I think that she could probably handle the flaming cocktails. However, maybe I will try this sparkly globular one, if that is okay.
Oh, my newfound friend, Mr. Wyatt, you misunderstand my misgivings here. We are gonna try a sampler. This is what they call a flat of our very best. So, if you would be so kind.
And he takes 2 straws and puts them in the first one, and he kind of shuffles it between the 2 of you. 1 straw towards you, 1 to him.
We are gonna sample some of the best swill you've ever swigged.
yes, sir, yes, sir. And he's kind of glancing over for his companions, and he's like, okay.
And like two kids at a 1950s malt shop, there you are with tripod, sucking down the first beverage together.
Sucking with
Jason
tripod.
and pairing me with short men, I don't get it.
So I will get you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Sucking on
Oh.
tripod.
Down with tripod.
We'll see where the night takes us.
Yes.
Saving throw, right?
Yes, please.
All right. There you are. I see you. Oh God. And did that roll or no?
Yeah.
Yup.
Oh no.
Thank Christ this was the virgin drink. You
I'm
only
so
needed a 5.
Oh no. Oh
Yes.
no. Okay.
Now, whether or not Mr. Wyatt knows that it's a virgin drink, I'd like you to describe what Wyatt is feeling consuming this drink.
This is the one with the
The lava lamp one and the effervescent.
lava lamp one. Sort of Red Bull and Pop Rocks.
That's fair.
hmm And he's just like, that was interesting. That's an unusual flavor.
It's a nice one if you want to look like you're enjoying the company and all the misgivings that this establishment has to offer on tap without sacrificing one's wits about them.
Oh, I see. There's no alcohol in there then,
No, sir.
or drugs.
Now,
He says
what do
as
you
he's
take
just
me
learned
for?
the
We
term.
are just becoming acquainted. I would not sacrifice your intelligence to an imbibement of that kind right off the hop. That's downright improper.
Oh, my apologies.
But
I
if you
didn't
so
mean to.
desire, you just let me know. Old Tripod will hook you the fuck up.
I heard they destroy brain cells.
Good enough reason to keep your distance then for a little while. Now then, on to our selected number 2.
And there again is another drink. Yes, exactly. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Yippee-ki-yay. Let's go.
And that was an aggressive roll too. That
Yeah.
came flying.
Yeah.
It slid.
No,
onto
but
That
did
was
anyone
with
else see
confidence that she
like,
did not have.
20, and then it rolled back to 2. I was like,
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I can't use my portent dice anymore because you rolled.
Well, how fun for me.
Yeah. So, I think because the first one you felt there was a trust established between you and Tripod, that he would not steer you wrong, that this next one you took a big old gulp just to kind of get like the real flavor country of it all. And
yeah.
It's like the first time I tried Sambuca where it went down and immediately went back to the back of my throat. And I was like, nope, nope, not in front of my cousin. Can't do that. So that's you right now. You're not about to puke, but you could be encouraged to at any moment.
Oh, that one's got a little, it's like a mule back hoof to the face, isn't it? Wow.
I mean, that is what they print on the bottle if they ship this sucker out there. But pace yourself, friend, because the next one, woo, doggy, you are in for a treat. Now, are you a gentleman or are you a man of adventure?
Well, golly jeeves. That's a question I have to refrain from answering. I feel like I'm a little
As he
bit of both.
slides the third flaming drink between the two of you and gives you a questioning eye.
I'm giving you my 10 for the portent dice.
What does that mean?
You get a 10.
So, if you want, I don't know what your Constitution modifier is a 3, I believe.
It is a 3.
So, yeah, if you want it, I'm giving you a 10, so a 13.
It's tempting, but it's also tempting to fail.
Fair.
You know what? I will take your important dice. It is important that I save a little face.
Perfect words, because this is a dexterity saving throw against the flame to drink this thing.
Okay, so add your dexterity saving modifier to that 10. There you
Hey,
go.
So that's a 14.
you needed a 15.
So you fail anyway.
Star singer, you bitch. Let's fucking go.
Oh, amazing. So yeah, you go to take the first sip, and before Tripod has the chance to like say no, you singe one of your eyebrows off, and you haven't even taken a sip yet.
Oh no. What is that smell? Oh, I suppose I should have blown it out first. Or is it all fire?
And it's when you start to realize your mistake and try to explain your thought pattern, you get like real, like uncomfortably close to Tripod's face when you're saying this. It's like, oh, here, my eyebrow fell off. I know what happened, you know? And the last drink had 151 proof rum. So the fumes coming off your breath ignite in the flames of the third drink. And you are a one-person pyro show just speaking aloud. And even Tripod is like, I ain't never seen this shit before. You have
like
traumatized the tripod.
Covers his face. Mustache out. Don't fuck with my tash.
No, I wasn't going to.
It's my whole identity. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Maybe I should just go.
No, that's okay, friend. No harm now,
too.
foul. I mean, it's all right. These things happen. We just give it a little birthday wish here, and he blows it out.
He blows it out for you.
Oh. Yes, indeed. Okay. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
All right, let's sample this baby one more time here.
All right.
Now make a Constitution saving throw. I wish I could have warned you ahead of time. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Ari, I traded you for the night. So just enjoy it, and you're welcome.
See how
Big
it
7.
feels.
So
Yep.
I'll say the one thing that is curious about this drink is that for all its flaming display, it's a very cold beverage when you drink it back. Like a little cooler than just a typical frosted or iced drink, where there are drinks when you drink them, like straight alcohol, where it just has a consistent burn down your esophagus. This one is a cold that like goes right to your belly and just kind of stays that way. And it kind of gives you this out of body kind of experience where you know you're drunk, but you're not stumbly drunk. It's just like a heightened awareness kind of drunk now. So you just feel very floaty.
Ooh. I can't imagine why it looks when he feels floaty.
Well, he feels shit-faced because you are. So now I want you, so I don't mean to interrupt you, but I want you to consider going forward for the rest of this evening that at this point, Wyatt has no inhibitions.
Well then, interesting.
And away you go.
Wyatt's going to start letting his eyes linger a little longer on the exposed flesh. And his cheeks are still apples, and his nose now is kind of matches. And he sort of saunters over to Wesley and sits down and goes, "What's the show? Looks great. You look great. This is great. I'm having a great time."
Somebody compliments me. Wesley already has gone through one whole drink. And it's just there like, Honestly, I think we came in too late. I do not understand the plot of this at all.
Wesley,
However,
real
I'm enjoying the show.
yeah. Wesley, real quick, Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. Where's my con? 21.
You're rocking. You're doing all right.
Wesley has drank before.
Yes.
Fine. But also at the same time, Wesley is trying to listen out to the tables around to see if anybody happens to be talking about some raunchy ass smell out of town. He's still sober.
You're asking, or you're just kind of listening?
He's listening for now.
Okay. Make a, we'll say, perception check. Can't think of anything else that would be better for it.
18.
18. In this establishment, things that smell bad are not a topic of conversation.
Yeah, when people, you know, it's Wesley's thinking, okay, when people get drunk and if they're around, like, company they know, they might complain about it or something like that. You know, not like people are discussing it, but like maybe someone is like, oh, when I was out, I heard that, or I smelled this, it was awful, and that's, you know.
So I'll say with that more intent behind like what you're trying to perceive, you do hear a range of conversations, some being like, I was wondering if you like it in the butt, and you know, from that, and then it goes to, my wife laughed at it and I can't handle it, you know, to like all range of like, you know, information that you wish you were not privy to, but you decided to kind of peek out there a little bit. Even when it comes to like the guards, like the Righteous Brandon and everything like that, most of them are kind of like the jock table in the lunchroom in high school, where it's like, yeah, fuck yeah, we're gonna win, oh, you know, and just all that testosterone-y grunty stuff that, you know, just over my head. So yeah.
Oh great, they're all stupid.
Welcome to a day in my life.
What, you're stupid?
I see you joined us.
It feels good to
stupid
be a
now.
character who can be quick-witted. And not... oh god. But Wesley's gonna go back to just watching the show, kind of half trying to understand the plot, but also half giving up. Like,
There is no plot.
there was a plot. There was a joke in there.
This is porn without a plot.
Hey,
I refuse to admit that.
well, written porn.
There's always a plot. In
See
good
now,
porn.
what I think is going on is that guy's has that twin brother that he doesn't know about, and then his fiance mistook the twin for her fiance. Fiance, that's a
Wyatt?
fun word.
Wyatt.
Yes,
That's
But-
a guy in a dress.
he wears it well. Very well.
And
I suppose
the
if
one
you
with the
particular
sash?
correctly,
that's a chick.
well, I'll be damned. Finding
think
new
it's-
things about myself right now.
Good for you.
I gotta go.
Old dog to learn new tricks.
I mean, hey,
Yeah, I got-
everyone's in something. Just proud that you're finding it out, old man.
But I'm not that old. I'm in my 40s. Jeez. I gotta go. Water the cactus. Pardon to my French. I'll be right back. And I do have to water the cactus.
Perfect
Real life.
time for a bathroom break.
Yay!
Hey. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. It was a bit of a rough start at the beginning, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm glad we got to this, because this is a bit more fun for tonight. Well, hopefully you stick around, and we will take our quick 10-15 minute bathroom break. While we do, you will all get to see the lovely emotes that we have for all our subscribers, courtesy of Nicolanora, who we love and adore, as well as some fan art from Campaign 1. That was a hard word to say, apparently. created by Chuck Monty. So please enjoy that, and we will see you in a little bit. Bye. Welcome back, everybody. Well, we are in a particular den of iniquity, the beloved, the legendary Rooster Kitty. Everybody is having, well, most everybody is having a few drinks and are feeling pretty groovy. Taking in a show, taking in some beverages, taking in some newfound company. Who would like to take us on a trip to their conversation of choice right now?
Well, I want to know, as a player and as Wesley, how's the flirting going with Asta?
Oh, I think she just puked a little bit.
Depends on whether you get alcohol in me or not.
Well, that is the question, right? We haven't tackled that particular issue. So, with that, we will bounce over to you. And at this point, I would say that there's been enough flirtation flung your direction, and your cheeks are getting awfully warm, and you're feeling a bit dry-mouthed, conversing with this lovely lady specimen that's before you right now. So with a wave of her hand, a couple of drinks are brought over to your table. 2. She's not as ballsy as, tripod to do the dual straw action there.
Wesley, she brought you a drink as well.
Oh, Wesley's nowhere near you.
Oh, never mind.
We're watching the show.
Wesley is in the audience at a table, legs propped up, enjoying the show.
Oh, what? Like, Asta's just like, oh, where'd he go? Panic.
Oh dear me, am I so boring of a companion that you need someone else to entertain you? Should I bring a couple of friends in to join us?
All of the Arya reactions are Asta's reactions, might I add. And she just grabs the first drink she sees and just shoots it back.
Make a Constitution saving throw. Oh, I saw an 18 fly by, as if it said, "No, not today."
Get behind me, Satan. Oh.
So,
Oh, I see.
I don't know what kind of drunk Asta is like. Does this lower her inhibitions? Does this make her emotional one way or another? Paint me a picture here, Ari.
So I think this just kind of makes her like very quiet, actually. It's like Asta just like kind of goes like, I don't know, like the panic just fades away and she just goes like,
Honey, I
and
don't
she's
mind the
staring into
attention,
the
but
void,
my eyes are up
which is,
here.
yeah, exactly. She's just zeroing in on them.
You see
They're beautiful.
one button ping, goes off. Not in your face, no.
I was gonna say, watch your eyes.
Yeah, just dodges.
But what was like the nice kind of Y cleavage going on there, and now it's a bit more of like you see the lower end of the underboob kind of going in between there. So you see like two C's opposing each other. And I will get you to make a very low DC perception check.
Okay. I still have that nat 20
Yeah, you do.
pocket, but I'm gonna keep it.
Well, this is good.
That's not too bad. 14.
14. You see Neff nursing a Shirley Temple, essentially, and her big owlin eyes are just at you, back at this girl, back at you, back at this girl. And occasionally just back at the clivage and then back to you. Enjoying the show and the drama that is you in your silent bubble.
Oh. I'm just kind of like gonna spare a glance to Nev, who's noticed this entire thing going on, and I just go like, another one, and I'm gonna.
Now there's the spirit, sweetheart. Oh, Jester, bring over another one.
I did not mean to say Jester. I do not want to put that out in this
I heard
world.
Jester.
I'm just assuming it's a waiter dressed up as
That's
a
exactly.
jester,
Yes.
because
The theme.
it's part of the show.
Thank
There
you.
go.
Okay.
Xander,
That's what I assume.
fucking point of inspiration. Thank you.
Ooh.
Ah, saved my ass.
Oh
So
my
yes,
God.
another round is brought for you and your companion. If you want to chug this one back out of nervousness, that's your take. If you want to gently sip as you go, you can do that as well. I will leave that up to you.
I'm not gonna shoot it back this time, but like I'm just gonna like nurse it and then eyes down, eyes down, eyes down. Very hard to focus right now.
Someone roll me. No, you know what? I'll skip that. That doesn't seem fair. We will move back to, I think Wyatt and Wesley are sitting at the same table now.
I believe so.
Yeah,
Double dudes.
right on.
Yeah.
And you do see there is a third companion between the two of you. Tripod is there with you, just kind of sitting back, smirking, taking in the sights and sounds of
Yeah.
everything going around there, making sure everybody's having a good time, trying to turn frowns upside down as he goes along. Yeah.
Hey, tripod.
Yes, my concubine friend.
I'm gonna take a look back at Asta. And then like, honestly, I'm surprised that you're able to crack these two so easily.
Oh, there ain't a nut I haven't cracked in a day's age.
I just expected it to be a little harder to get whatever's up their ass out.
I'm enjoying your
Yeah,
turn
never-
of phrase, my friend.
I try to choose my words properly.
Well done.
Oh, don't worry, Wyatt. We'll get something up there if you really want it.
You got some kind of mouth on you. You're so rude. It's inappropriate to speak like that.
Oh, you were in the best place to speak like that, Wyatt. Relax a little.
Alone.
Now, a tripod. If somebody were to want to go for someone, I don't know, tall, dark, and handsome,
One,
how much
please.
would that run someone for an evening?
Oh, my beauteous friend, you wound me deeply with all the things that I lack in life. Oh,
I would not take you away from Wyatt. That would be too cruel.
well, as charming as I may be, I do declare I believe Mr. Wyatt's libations have put him in a spot where he is not inclined to partake in the treasures that are troved within this minuscule man before you.
I'm sorry, what's going on here?
Don't worry
feel
about
like
it,
I'm-
Wyatt. Go back to watching the show.
I ain't got no worries at all. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know what's more entertaining, the show or watching Wyatt be drunk.
He starts trying to wave one of the characters on stage over. He's like, come here, come here.
And you
Is that-
see one
is
of them
that
just kind of like awkwardly like, yes, my lord.
Is that corset real tight? Is it hard to breathe in it?
And you hear from the actor.
Answer by wheeze. You got it. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Keep on. Keep on. Show us a little leg.
Damn, Wyatt.
I mean, if you're comfortable with that.
Well,
And you do see, like, as like the gentleman kind of goes back to their performance, you do see like a long, like dress pant just slowly start to raise up a bit. So you see a bit of a calf.
oh, how risky, Mariah.
It's got a barbed wire wraparound
Escándalo.
tattoo. Clear heels. Getting too real.
But yeah, if somebody were to partake in the full experience, how much would that run someone?
I'm sorry. Are you asking myself, my person?
I was just, or is it each person's an individual price?
Oh, that's a conversation with your preferences.
Good to know. Wesley will just kick back and go back to watching the show.
All right. Well, the night does continue as it has been so far. Many drinks have been consumed. I don't know if there's any food that has been consumed. I guess we'll kind of see where the night takes you. But was this someplace you guys were hoping to bed down for the evening? Alone or joined?
We'll see who gets propositioned on the way to the room.
Honestly, Wesley would find somebody. Probably someone tall, dark, and handsome.
You find, unfortunately, tall, dark, and handsome has been taken for the evening. But there is one dashingly bald and pale young man over in the corner who is eyeing you up and down, very coyish.
My name is Cookie. I am the man you can't forget.
I wish I would. Oh, why not? What's the worst that could happen?
It's the bald, pale guys you got to watch out for. Speaking from one to another.
They're yours.
I am not bald, good sir.
Pale guy, I meant.
Hell, I am.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else?
Why we probably drink throughout the evening, enjoying the show, probably talking a little too much, but more always asking questions. How is it to walk in those shoes? Do you like Blade Garden? Is it a fun place to live? How does one get into this work? Always questions.
Yeah. All right.
And then probably stumble up to his room, darting off by himself, but we don't know.
Yeah. Make a persuasion check before you do.
I will.
Yeah.
Watch me go. Oh, come here, you. Attributes. I see you. Persuasion.
Ooh.
9.
So
I'm rolling awesome.
you do have like that drunken confidence of like, yeah, I'm talking to you because that's what people do, and I am doing a very good job at this talking thing, and you're friendly enough and you're listening to me talk, and you are drunk enough that you don't realize like some people are just like, that's good, little buddy, I'm gonna go away now, but oh, you're following me, okay, you know, so it's that kind of conversation. But you feel charmed by these individuals because they are charmed by you, and you go to bed feeling like you did a good thing today. That's a gold star in the books of Wyatt. Yeah.
I got so much information, I can't remember a lick of it.
Yep. And it's when you inquire about a room for the evening that somehow the conversation went from like, I wonder how much rooms go for this establishment. And then you kind of blank for a little bit and you're like, hey, I'm in one of those rooms for the evening. And you look and that's a pillow. And that's the last thing you remember. Yes. Asta.
So, Asta yeah, she had a lot to drink, but being keen-minded, like some rational part of her would still be like, right, we're here for a reason. So like she would be like exchanging with this a courtesan as it were, but at some point she'd just like very bluntly go like,
So, anything weird and out of the ordinary happened in town lately? Please, come on, tell me. I'm curious. Tell me everything.
Well, I am intrigued that you have finally taken an interest to speak with me, young lady. As to weirdness and everything, what exactly are you looking for?
Oh, just tell me stories. What have you seen or heard or like witnessed or that's interesting. I'm in the market for a good story, as it were.
Oh, my dear. Poetry and poisons alike, I could fill your ears with so many delights. This establishment has come and gone with many a tall tale to tell. I have a lot to offer. It's more that you pick what you want to hear.
Well, I want to hear about your honest experiences. I'm not here to hear about what happened to the cousin of the sister of the friend of the brother of that person.
Honest experience.
Come on, what's the point of interest happening around here? What's good? What's good around town? I hear this is a military town, lots of trainees, so like, yeah, outside of that boring, stuffy soldier stuff. There goes my pencil, pen,
I'll let you pick that up, dear.
feather.
You don't know what's been on the floor. You don't want to let that sit there too long.
Oh, I'm gonna leave it there then.
Fair enough. Yeah, you can take one of mine.
And he presents you with a pen, and it does have inscribed on the side of it, Rooster Kitty. And when you click it, it's like,
Oh, I actually really like that. I'm keeping it.
That's one of my personal favorites. It's got my contact information on the back there, so if you want to send me postcards, you know where to hit me up.
Business person.
Got a
Indubitably.
tabaxi in a bikini, you flip it over and it's a nude tabaxi.
point of motherfucking inspiration.
From an era.
Well, let me see. I've been at this establishment a little over a decade. Not to age myself or anything, because I am a timeless beauty, as you can see. But I would say some of the more odd events that kind of come and go throughout this place. I did see one individual come in here once with an owl bear and a goat, and I wasn't too sure what exactly they intended to do with those two. But the repairs we had to pay for afterwards were legendary. And somehow, the man who came in with the owl bear and the goat left with a pig and a cat.
Transmutation, you think?
I am not wise in those ways. I have my own particular skill set that I am very adapted to.
Oh, I have no doubt. Yeah, as you can see, big brain over here.
Oh, Big Brain is hidden by Big
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh. No, you flatter me.
No.
This is your job.
I
Come
tell you the
on.
honest truth. That is the code and conduct of one tripod. I do not tell a lie. And that is the honest truth.
Ah,
Insight check.
Roll an insight check.
But,
Believe
like,
him.
is it disadvantage because she's drunk?
Oh, good point.
Oh.
I'm also legitimately trying to recover my pen here because it went flying. Okay. And so insight with disadvantage. correct?
Yes, please.
Okay.
5.
5. The way I could have used my portent on this.
You could if you want.
Would you
I
be
won't lie.
able
It's
No,
getting to the
I
end of
have-
the day.
But would it be able to
I have
face,
to.
or would it count for both?
I don't know how portent die works in that place. I just say it replaces whatever the roll is.
It replaces any attack roll, saving throw, or ability check made by me or a creature I can see with
Yeah.
one of my. Yeah. But also, I have to call it before the dice roll. So
Okay.
technically, I can't use it anymore.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
But with that, whether you're letting it slide because of your inebriation or that he is telling the honest truth, you don't know. But a big part of you either wants to or does believe him.
So she just kind of like leans over her book, just kind of goes like, "Tell me more."
What would you like to hear, darling?
Whatever you feel like.
Well, I could tell you what I feel like, or I could show you what I feel like.
But tripod, I thought you had it out for Wyatt this entire time.
No, I'm just trying to be friendly with everybody. Make sure everybody's having a good old time. But
That's very nice of you.
Yeah, but you intrigue me on a whole different level.
How so?
Something is behind those eyes. I just can't quite place it. There's some sort of brilliance that just wants to break out.
You get me so well. I am quite brilliant.
Yeah, I know that. I can see that. All your friends can see that
prodigy,
too.
they called me at home.
A child prodigy. Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Oh, I do think my friends underestimate me at times, especially that Wesley. So
Just
cocksure and confident at all times, and
child. Just for sake of curiosity on my part, what age defines a lovely specimen such as yourself?
oh, see, that's actually a funny story.
Indeed.
I don't know my own age,
Ah,
but
shit.
Tripod's just gonna tuck that back in.
I don't believe I can be any younger than 25, seeing as I've been with the observatory some 20 odd years.
He
give or
leans in
take.
deep at the mention of 25.
Let me just whip this out.
An observatory. Well, that sounds very, very.
Call the police! Wheel, wheel!
Are you drunk?
Jason had a heart attack for a minute there because I didn't remember what age you were. Now I recall Neff is 16, so I'm glad we
Neff
didn't
is
goof
the
this up.
one.
Yeah. Chat, get the Wii U out of there. I don't want no Wii U coming my way.
Well, now you mentioned observatory. What kind of things are you observing, little lady?
Oh, the stars, the moon, the night sky. All very fascinating and beautiful.
Oh my goodness, that's where you get it from. It's all them stars just dusting you up with all their stardust.
That's just some little bit of magic. Whatever you see under the brim of this hat. Just some illusion magic I learned. Very simple, very basic, really.
Oh, come now. It can't be hiding too much that's not already there. So tell me about this observatory. If that's out there, why are you over here?
Oh, I mean, I just figured I'd do something better with my time. You know,
Well, what's better than that?
20 odd years. Just exploring, figuring out whatever is happening in small towns, you know. Just adventuring.
One could say you're discovering the world, and at the same time, you're discovering yourself.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And how long you been doing this discovery?
Sorry. A
There was
fucking moan from the ambient sounds in my ear register. And
Yep. Sorry, what was that? I kind of got distracted for a little bit there.
No worries, baby.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you discovered so far in your new way of life?
Well, there's all sorts of people out there for one. Young, eager owlins. Travel-worn, mustachioed mystery mans. And fish.
So in this new way of life, you've met your friends.
Friends might be a very big word. Companions, yes.
Now that is a loaded answer right there. You say companions. Have I misread the situation when I met all you outside in the street there? Is this a
What do you mean? Did
situationship
you
of a
think we
type
were
that...
sibling? Oh.
Yes.
Oh no, nothing like that.
Well, I will not lie. That does my heart good to hear that.
Cool.
Cool.
Mhm.
Oh, we're getting the fingers now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, my dear, I recognize the signs and symptoms of somebody who needs some sleep. And as much as I would love to take this
I
night into the...
don't get a lot of that, actually.
Oh, do tell. Why is that?
I like the Star Watch a lot.
Or do you now?
Yeah. Comes with the observatory thing, kind of it's in the name of the place.
Well,
We
my
observe
dear,
the stars.
why
Yeah.
didn't you say so earlier? I offer the
Happened.
tour of a lifetime. All you do is take Tripod's hand and I will show you the starry skies like you have never seen before in this hemisphere.
Really?
Absolutely, darling.
There's an observatory here?
Yes, of a sort.
Telescope?
Oh, I believe we are fresh out of those. But out here,
Oh.
the skies are so open, you don't need no funky junk to kind of see what's out there for all the stars to see.
Really? You can beat the view of the sky from the Hearthstar Peaks?
My dear, I have never partaken in no Hearthstar Speaks. I can't even speak the name.
Hearthstar Peaks.
I see now. You have made that abundantly clear. But I can say, I offer you a view of the stars from a different perspective, and that offers much knowledge and much enjoyment.
Interesting.
And that's where Asta sleeps, or she's frozen. I don't know.
She just looks into the void for a little bit, and then she's like,
All right, lead me to your finest roofs.
So I will say the two of you head up to the roof of the Rooster Kitten. And hidden beyond the flashing sign and everything, you do find a little dark space where the light and excitement of the city seems to be blotted out. And yes, the starry sky is on full display.
It's beautiful.
And I will say that is where you either fall asleep or just get lost in the stars for the evening.
she will stare at the stars until sleep takes her or
There you
something
go.
else takes her.
Tripod is many things, but he is a gentleman. All right. But with that, the next morning arrives. And I will say, Asta, you wake up on the rooftop alone, but with two very comfortable blankets draped on top of you. Wyatt, you wake up face down in a feathered pillow that's very wet because you drooled for most of the night, and it's now kind of getting you that like pruny kind of wrinkle on one cheek because it's absorbed so much of the moisture. And the only reason you're waking up at this hour is because you breathed the biggest exhale and your breath came back at you and you're like, "Ah." And so now you're fully awake. Neff comes down from her nest and has laid 2 eggs, but just because I can. And that's your breakfast. But the big question is, Wesley, would you care to describe the individual who leaves your room before you get up?
I mean, you described. Wait, who did you describe? Somebody who was eyeing Wesley? Well, I guess you leave the room.
I leave the room.
Yeah.
My jaw
That's
slightly unhinged.
A few bite marks, scratch marks, you know.
Yeah. So eventually all 4 of you meet in the tavern area where you once spent most of the night last night. Now you can see it's, I wouldn't say respectable, but it's definitely a different atmosphere in the light of day. So there is more of an emphasis on food rather than drink. So you do get the smells of like eggs and bacon and toast. Everybody make a history check. Oof.
Ugh.
That was almost a nat 1, but it's a 25.
Nice. Surprisingly enough, both Wyatt and Wesley, you're just like, food, food. Am I hungry? Am I gonna puke? I don't know, one of the two. But Asta, even though this may be one of the few times where you took part in drinking heavily in your experience, you, however, do know that there has been talk of like the makings of the proper hangover food. And as you smell in the smells that are being offered in this place, you recognize right away, there's a rhyme and a reason to what's going to be on the menu today. It's to take care of those kind of things that you wake up with the next day. So yeah. But the day is yours. What would you all like to do?
Wesley has his like jacket over the back of the chair, sleeves rolled up, and you can see like bruises and scratch marks all over Wesley's arms. There's a bite mark on like the upper neck, like just underneath the neck and everything, or a few. Wesley's just there looking at everyone who's super hungover, like, morning.
Wyatt's mustache is like completely like one side's totally up the side of his face. He drooled all over it. There's no way it's coming down unless he fully showers. And I don't think that's on the menu. Wesley, did you get into a fight yesterday? You look roughed up. Me.
Oh, I
man.
got into a fight, all right.
I mean, I could have thrown in, no problem. You just
Definitely
asked.
wouldn't want you in on this fight. This is a fight without our clothing. And
Oh,
no safe word, actually. I'm impressed.
oh, I see. Never
What?
mind.
What?
No,
Come on.
What's a safe word?
Oh, it's a, a word that you wouldn't accidentally say to put a hard stop to whatever's happening. We chose pumpkin is what I tried to say there. It did not come out. Yeah, we chose pumpkin and, never came up. So, we didn't stop.
Wow. There's a buffet. I'll be back.
Grab me some eggs while you're over there.
You got it, pumpkin.
How are you feeling, Asta? Last I saw you,
Asta-
you had a rather interested woman leaning into you, and then at one point I believe I saw Tripod chatting you up when I was heading upstairs.
So Asta's like got one of the blankets she was left in, like, just wrapped around her, and like her usual like eye bags are much deeper this time. And she just goes like,
I got to see the stars.
I don't know if you mean that literally or if it's a sexual innuendo.
Oh, very literally. But Asta's got it.
Apparently not.
She's got it. I mean, I don't know where the pretty lady went, but then suddenly she was replaced by Tripod. And for a moment there, I did try to ask him about unusual happenings going out in town because you got a very good mind, but
You
yeah.
asked about unusual happenings while inside this building, expecting to get answers from
I
outside this building.
specified stuff that like I asked him to be honest about it and to none of the bullshit, none of the pimp. I'm a guy working at some fancy club, fancy burlesque boudoir
Brothel.
broth. That word. I'm very tired. Please excuse
That
me.
would have been a good safety word.
Brothel?
Yeah, not gonna say it while you're there.
I figured it'd be the opposite. You would say that a lot, considering this is the location you're in.
Oh, I promise you much other different things are said. Mostly not words.
I'll pretend I did not hear that.
Thank God I have long sleeves on, eh? Wesley will pull his sleeves down.
she's doing her very best to like keep looking at you in the eye right now.
What
And
comes
then,
back
like-
with
If you were
Oh.
gonna expect me not to partake, he was feisty.
Honestly, at this point with you, I have no expectations whatsoever.
And I'm just gonna turn around with my blanket to face Wyatt, who's arriving with platefuls of breakfast food.
he puts them down in front of everybody and just sort of sits and
Thank you.
looks down at his 2 eggs and sausage and has a moment where he thinks he might have wasted his life. Is there pepper?
Oh, you don't want some mayonnaise to go with that sausage?
Wyatt,
That's
what
just
happened to your
dark.
eyebrow?
Oh shit,
Oh,
what did
shit.
happen to your eyebrow? And your mustache.
Did all the was that a record scratch or do I just not hear the music anymore?
No, I switched it up because like the joyous like ooh wasn't really proper for the morning time.
Like a record scratch.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to clarify too, your mustache is intact. I did not touch that
Yes,
shit.
it's
No, yeah, it's just mush.
Okay.
Yeah. There was mention that it is a little funky.
It's shellacked.
Wesley's kind of like, what were you up to? You're missing an eyebrow. Your mustache is funky. Like, what you hiding from us?
Well, I mean, I'll be truthful with you, Wesley. There was a hole in the gents' room. I just had to, partake in it.
For you.
I mushed up my face against the side of the door. No, I'm fucking with you. Of course not. I slept on it wrong. And he pulls his hat down to like cover his
Oh.
eyebrow and starts eating.
Oh, come on. Have to bring you back here later.
No glory hole.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yes, microblading. You need some work. But
I
that
think you
will
need to
do for the
fucking-
time being.
Facial first. Get some moisture on that skin.
Here
I
you
mean,
go.
like a spa facial.
A virtually immortal creature bitching about how I am aging.
Immortal.
And don't you live like 1,000 years or something?
Right, yes.
Yeah. So,
1,000 years.
yeah, keep your quips to yourself in the morning. Too old for that shit. You still got a bit of the drunken giggly.
We'll eat our breakfast.
Yes. Just a
Let's
small
move on.
squirt of mayo
Of course.
before we go out for the day.
Also, he'll make sure he puts his jacket on and, like, you know, covers up the battle scars.
Which you do see Wyatt, like, glancing over, like, curious, like, how does one get so beat up in the boudoir? But he does not
Asta
ask. He is a gentleman.
would once again do a little bit of tarot reading so I could do my portent
Sure.
for the day. And I can't believe I wasted that nat 20. Let's go.
You're gonna get another one. Come on, tech issues gods. Oh god, I saw the
Oh.
22.
That's a nat 20 without...
Hey!
2 and a nat 20.
It's like, that's a 20 without the 0, but then I got an actual nat 20, so I'll take it.
Nice.
Wow, this has been the third nat 20 I've rolled tonight, and that's like more than I've rolled in this entire like campaign thus far.
Both
so.
of them.
And that's it for the rest of the campaign.
Yeah.
Your luck run out after tonight.
Oh, that's too great. All right, so meals are had. Everybody's together. What is the plan going forward?
I guess the plan is
What?
to try to sniff out some information.
So, I would see if we can start gathering some samples as we go, considering we don't really have any other lead to go off of from right now.
Is
Yeah,
there
let's
an
get-
ashtray
let's get
with
a
like
sample from outside
Roost-
here? You never know when you need to come back here in a hurry.
I
Well-
got the pen.
I will say
Perfect.
that when you guys are thinking about like, oh, samples and all that kind of stuff, you do recall you're not more than like 2 blocks from someplace that you did kind of teleport to. So you already have a sample
You guys
of.
teleport inside here.
sometimes horny in a hurry.
If you can't walk
You
2
want to
blocks.
teleport into somebody.
Oh, this got weird.
You
But
knew
yeah.
who we were when you married us.
This is true.
Look, we got the proof.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we'll head out. And it was to the. They said it was to the west, right?
Yes. About 100 miles out.
Yeah, we'd try to probably maybe head towards the western gate. Take a moment, listen in on people coming in, see if anyone says something.
Okay.
Approach them.
Actively, yeah, maybe even actively chat with some of them just to see like if they're coming, if they're heading east into the city, then maybe we can find out what they've seen on the way. Look into some transport. It's 100 clicks, you said?
Mm-hmm.
West.
So let's head on over.
Supply.
I have a pacing pupper. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Indubitably. So let me just take a look at the map. 100. Oh, hello. It's desert, right? Or
No, that's just
dry
like-
grassland.
Yeah, it's just grassland throughout there.
Okay, so 100 would be Oh, I see Ari's little thing there.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh, wait, let me
there she
deactivate
goes.
that.
So
Oh,
now,
that's fine.
just
I'm
to,
actually-
just to, yeah, it's okay here. It's just when we're in a battle situation, that's the real important one.
Mhm.
Just kind of point out to you guys what I'm doing here is whenever you guys tell me that you've taken a sample, there's these little green cubes that I've kind of put. You see one around Blade Garden. If you look down by the basin, there's one there as well. So that tells you where teleportation sites are
Okay.
going forward. So I'll just copy and paste those when you guys go along.
I mean, like, if we're heading, like, outside the city towards the west, I would definitely, because I remember last time we wanted to gather, like, tree roots.
Yeah, just something like
Oh.
the idea is that when you're in a city, you get a piece of like a building or something, or like a well, something that is a significant part that is essential to that city. So in my mind, something that would be that same kind of effect out in the wild is something like a tree that's been there for centuries, or a rock that's like embedded in the ground kind of thing. So not just like a
the
pebble
r-
that you find on the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
the
like,
cock and pussy ashtray is no good.
I mean, any. So yeah, if we're like at any point when we're outside of town, if I see something that would fit that general description,
Yeah,
gathering a sample.
you got it. And don't forget, there's also side quest stuff that you guys were tasked with.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Gamilda.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm mostly going off of like my more like textbook knowledge of these plants, if I have any. But Asta wouldn't have any experience foraging for these plants before.
Yeah. Hey, I'm seeing teamwork
Uh,
in your future.
So to the west gate.
Yes. Easy enough. When you guys get out, you do some general questioning for some people who are setting up shops. Because, I mean, if they're setting up shop, clearly they're local and they've been here long enough to establish a shop. So you kind of ask to get general directions within Blade Garden, and you find that where you guys are situated is fairly central in the city's heart. So pretty much wherever you would need to go, you're halfway there already by the time you teleport in. So getting to the western gate, you're kind of pointed in the right direction and everything. And you do see like a small queue of people heading out the gates, and like you can see off in the distance beyond the gate, people coming in with certain wares. So if you, like you mentioned, if you want to hang around for a bit and just try and get like the hubbub of like what's going on and see if anybody mentions anything, you can do like a perception check, a group one, or just somebody can help one another. It doesn't matter.
Can I? Is there like a checkpoint system at the gate? Because I was thinking if people are going to be waiting in line coming in, that's where we go talk to people because they ain't got nothing to do anyway.
Yeah, there is a queue. Like I said, there is a queue to get out, and it's just a simple thing like the guards making sure there's no contraband or like anything being smuggled in or out or anything like that. Not that they would really try that in a place where it's like, 60% military. That was a 19.
First good roll.
Right on, right on.
Hey, I don't- why
Where was I
this-
looking?
Oh.
There we go. Want to change that up?
13.
Group roll was it, or
It can be if you
He
want.
said
yeah.
anybody.
damn?
Oh.
First bad roll of the game, of the
That's-
campaign.
Of the game, the whole thing. So, as you're like trying to take stock of like everybody who's going out, everybody who's going from the city is just kind of grumbling about like it being so early and God, this is such grueling work. It's just very basic humdrum kind of stuff for like people like leaving their homes to do like a long trek or something like that. You do get the occasional kind of snobbery of like, I'm going from the city to like the sticks, kind of thing, but in general kind of stuff. Meanwhile, the people who are coming in, you see about 3 carts come in, and the first too kind of have that wide-eyed kind of look of like, oh, we're in the city. Oh my God, look at this, you know. And you do get one that is just kind of like the same city kind of vibe where it's like tired of like, these fucking city folk can't do this shit on their own, need a real man to do real work around here, you know. So, but you don't pick up on anything like whispers about strangeness on the road or anything like that. If you want to make a history check, wait, who all did a perception check? Everybody
us.
did.
All of us.
If you're proficient in history, make a roll. Yeah,
Oh.
that tracks.
That was me.
Oh, that was you. Are you proficient?
I'm jack of all trades. I have half
So many voices. What did you say?
I have half proficiency in everything I'm not
Okay.
proficient in.
Cool. So 22 for Asta. All right. So Wesley, you try to pay attention, but you're thinking about like, the way he scratched my ass cheek at the right time. God, how did they learn that? But Asta, however, is picking up like from like everybody coming in and like you're waiting to hear some little thread about some strangeness that's out in the world beyond these walls. And you're remembering that everybody here is kind of hunkering down for a perpetual war that could break out at any time. So any kind of strangeness is probably avoided by most people that's out there right now. Within the city, you're just kind of thinking about the city. And most people in the city aren't really concerned when an entire military is at your beck and call. So they're kind of living the life of luxury inside here. Outside, everybody is more, what's a good word for it? Confined.
Okay, I'll relay all of that to my companions.
Mm-hmm.
So I
And
guess
I'll just go, I think our safest bet is to just go out there and investigate.
might as well.
Mm-hmm.
You sure you two are up for the trek this early?
Are you kidding? I'm raring to go back to work.
I'm up, aren't I?
I'm just saying, if you needed some more time to deal with the alcohol that was in your system, we could take more time. But if you're ready, we're ready.
No better way to excise the demons of the night before than to walk it off.
Oh, I don't want to exercise it.
You are so familiar with how you speak. I will get used to it, maybe. And he just like walks past you.
As you walk past, it's like, I already said once that back home they called me a man whore, but okay. Guess this is news to you again. Your memory's getting to you, old man.
All right, that's enough of that.
Asta will follow Wyatt, and you can all see that she still has the blanket from the brothel wrapped around her, and she just.
They'll charge it to your card.
They'll find a way to charge you for it.
Listen, he thought I was pretty. It's a freebie, okay?
I think you
Wait,
thought
what?
everyone with gold
Did you get friendly with someone last night that I didn't know about?
You didn't.
I mean, this is what Wesley has done to me. Now I am prying for details that I have no right to. I apologize, Miss Starsinger. I will not push myself into your personal business.
No, I had a wonderful night.
Wesley.
Yeah, I got to look at the stars for the first time in a while. The actual ones, not the fake ones from my window at the headquarters. So,
And I mean, Wyatt. Tripod was just all over you too at the beginning.
See, I don't think that was at all what was happening. Plus, very
I
short.
think-
I'm not used to the.
I think if you didn't get as drunk, walking and talking, by the way, or I guess waiting in line to go out.
Yeah.
But I think if you didn't get too drunk, he would have proposed you. I mean, he is a businessman trying to make money.
I was
And that
gonna
is-
say he is quite the shrewd businessman.
Wait, do you
But
mean
he's
purchasable favors?
Very good at what he does.
Yes, you purchase sex.
How do you think Wesley gets laid otherwise? It's not his personality, that's for sure.
I'll give her that one because for once someone's got to throw her a bone because she ain't ever got one before. Wyatt, when someone says someone gets a bone, it means dick.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm not a dog, but
Sure look
Jesus.
like a bitch to me. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
We have
To be
Lista.
fair, I did call you fish earlier.
That is true. So, sure look like a bitch to me. Wesley says as he's opening his bag to a guard.
Get behind me, Neff. They're pulling out their claws.
Yeah.
We'll walk 10 feet ahead of you for a little bit. Wait till you calm down. Come on,
Oh my
Neff.
God. After last night, I got it all out
I
of
want to
my
hear it. All with the squirting and the biting and the
Well, there was a
animal
little bit of
noises.
squirting.
And just like,
Some
and you
things I
can
didn't
see
even
like
know I was into.
the red blush coming over his cheeks again. It's just like, it's just so explicit.
Well, that's why you pay. You get to learn more about yourself.
I'm not listening to you anymore.
Just saying, it's a great experience.
So much debauchery.
Wyatt said, y'all need Jesus.
Literally.
And by y'all, I mean Wesley.
I'll take Jesus. Take him whatever he wants.
Take him up the ass is what you're.
Jason, when did you lose control?
I've given up.
Jason lost control when he brought me into the whorehouse.
Uh,
But yes, we'll go through security, show them our bags, let them see that we don't have anything that's inappropriate to bring out of the city, and off we go.
Excellent. So at that point, you've realized that you forgot Neff.
no,
No, I'm
Kinda.
kidding. I'm
Neff and I
kidding.
were gonna walk ahead.
I'm totally kidding. All right. Well, with that, setting out from the western gate of Blade Garden, even after an hour or two of traveling the western road, you can still hear the battle cries of the soldiers in training behind its city walls. It's a haunting melody that emphasizes the landscape on either side of you. Hundreds upon hundreds of swords that have long rusted after years left buried in the ground mark the battlefields of years gone by. A reminder of how the city got its name. And one thing that most of you notice coming from Malboldor to this location where it's more of flat grasslands, you notice that your breath and your breathing is a little easier. The altitude has changed somewhat, and you feel like you're able to take in more of the smells of the surrounding area. Everything smells very earthy, very sort of like a dampness to it all. Like if you left laundry in the washing machine for a little too long, it has that kind of quality to it. And after about 20 miles or so, which is roughly about, we'll say 3.5 hours of travel, you hear someone kind of clopping up behind you, and you turn to look and you see just a farmer looking type who's kind of got a wagon full of like hay in the back. He just calls out to you guys, "Hello, travelers.
We seem to be heading the same way. If you want to take a load off and, rest the dogs a bit, you can hop in the back of my wagon. I don't mind you taking for a spell.
I would love to take a load off.
Well, come on in. Plenty of room in the back there. Don't mind Bessie. She's a bit of a she's a pillow hog. I mean, literally, she is a hog. So.
Is
Oh,
it
I'm
ox?
in. And Leslie will hop in and just start giving pets to the pig.
Jesus, I choked myself.
Giggity.
Is it oxen or horses pulling the cart?
Sure.
Oxen,
You're
we'll
asking for a
say.
reason.
Yeah, I'm asking for a reason. Wyatt's gonna take a look at the animals. He goes, "Are they in good health?"
Yeah, reasonably so. I mean, like, they seem like they've got a few years on them, but yeah, nothing too bad.
Oh, these fine beasts you got here.
Oh,
I
thank
see
you.
Wesley is already inspecting the other fine beasts in your back. Pardon their forwardness. We appreciate the ride. We're just heading west, trying to find out if there's been any sort of unusual goings on, You ever heard anything? I suppose the word I would be looking for is hinky.
Hinky. Oh, that's an old word I haven't heard since my grandpappy's days. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you come
How old
sit
is
up?
this man?
What's that? I really can't hear you. What'd you say?
How old is he?
How old
Oh.
is he?
How old is he? Older than you?
Goody.
Okay.
You're not
Continue.
fighting the old man allegations.
Well, seeing as you're the inquisitive sort, why don't you come sit up here with me and we'll talk a spell?
I would be more than happy to. My name's Mr. White, and how may I address you?
Well, hello, Mr. Wyatt. My name is Dougal.
A pleasure to meet you, Dougal. This is Asta Starsinger and Wesley Deleclaire.
Hello to everyone. You've met Bessie. She's currently eating her ass.
Sometimes you
You
gotta do
said
what you
eating
gotta
her
do.
ass.
That's what he's doing.
So everybody, I'm assuming, piles into the back, and Wyatt, you're up at the front with Dougal. And yeah, away you guys go. A slower pace than you would expect for being a cart and wagon, but at least you're not walking it. So I'd say it's probably double your walking speed. So you're going at about 12 miles an hour with this cart and wagon.
So where exactly are you folks heading out to?
Where's the Blade Garden? We are part of an organization. I'm talking like you're not. We're part of an organization that, investigates strange goings on.
Oh, you
There's a
don't
lot
say.
of weird things happening around this area. We were sent to make sure everybody's kept safe. If there's any information that we can bring back, we might help improve everyone's lives around here.
Well, is there anything I should be aware of?
The thing is, these are rumors. Rumors of curses. Rumors of smells.
Of smells, you say?
Yeah.
Like
That was like the first thing they said. I thought that was strange.
There's like methane or like just a lot of cow shit? What kind of smells?
We weren't given that particular ideas,
I
but if it go ahead,
do-
Wesley. Sorry.
I do believe it was described as potentially from people as rotting vegetables or rotting meats. Was part of the description people have heard.
Well, that's
So
very
something's
strange.
just been left out for far too long.
Well, I'm guessing that if we keep heading out west, we might come across something like that, but might be a little harder to kind of discern once we get to the cow farms and everything, but we'll do our best.
Oh, I think we can. I'm pretty sure I can discern something outside of a farm.
Oh, you got a
We
special
can-
little sniffer there, do you?
Yeah, I got a big one.
Ah,
A lot of room in there.
yeah, I got kicked in the face by my horse the other day. I don't smell so good anymore.
Oh, did you break your nose? Would you like me to set it for you?
Please don't touch my face. You're a stranger.
I could use magic to help repair it.
Oh, I've had some bad run-ins with people in the magics. They say, oh, I can fix you right up, and then they look like a frog, so.
I don't know how to turn someone into a frog.
Well, that's good. You shouldn't learn how to do that. That's rude.
It'll be fun.
But rude.
Absolutely learn how to do that.
For consent beforehand, then could be fun and not rude.
Oh, are we talking about that sex again?
No, it'd be like pranks or just for
Okay.
fun.
Well, if you
Alright.
want to experience life as a frog, then there are ways to polymorph you into a frog. And then with your consent, that can be done pretty easily, I hear.
No thanks. No thanks. Not for me.
Right?
Just maybe we just not talk for a while.
Well, I'd say a frog, but it can be something much more fearsome, such as a
Okay.
shark.
I love
I'll not talk for a while.
Sharks are so cool. Have you ever been up close and personal with one? No? They're
How-
beautiful swimmers.
Personal are we talking?
I used to swim with them. I did deep sea fishing.
Offers
Okay,
do go some
seems-
jerky.
Okay.
Ooh, offering some jerky. No, sorry. I've
You
Um,
given that shark some jerky? Okay.
You try to play a pleasant man.
then you let me play a bard.
I love it.
I've swam with sharks. I've gotten to talk with them. Rather interesting. And then there's shark folk. Those are much rarer to come by.
Maybe I can turn you into a shark when I reach that level of magic, Wesley. Maybe you would like to see how life is as a shark. If you respect
You
them so
would-
much,
You would be more surprised to know how much I know about living like a shark. But hey, I'm all for learning more about them.
There you go.
I'm like, this guy, like, driving his cart has fully dissociated at this point.
He's listening to this conversation going, Jesus, teenagers these days. So
Well, it's having a
vampish.
quiet conversation about the weeps.
Flattering.
When do you till the soil around this time of year? What's a good time to plant squash?
He's very thankful for the distraction to the other conversation. I'm like,
How's-
yes,
Yeah.
soil.
Pertinent question. What kind of animals you got around these parts for hunting?
Are you in the market for something in particular?
Well, we're just sort of living hand to mouth here out on the road, foraging and whatnot for food.
Well, I mean, as long as you're not on, farmland, you don't want to take anybody's livestock or anything like that.
Of course not. Of course not.
I mean, you get your run
Wild-
of like
Wild game, yeah.
wild game. Yes, of course. Well, you've got the birds and you've got the critters and everything, common stuff like that. There are some larger beasties once you get like to some of the more untamed land. They kind of pop up in between some of the acres here and there. But as to specifics, I mean, there's wolves and every kind of sorts, every kind of size. That's a big one. Bears, of course. I've seen the odd owl bear, but I entertain my grandkids with that one. Well, you know how it is, having kids of your own and such. But for the most part, nothing too uncommon. Not that I've seen, at least. Again, are you looking for something in particular? Perhaps I could like point you in like general grounds that they kind of tread upon.
Wyatt falls quiet and he just sort of shakes his head and crosses his arms and just leans back and he just lets the scenery move past.
Okay, well, good talk, I guess.
Kids of your own. Daddy Wyatt, eh?
He's very stoic. Chuck is giggling right now. But theater of the mind, Wyatt is just...
I have to correct you, sir. We're not his children. He's not that much older than us.
That way. I didn't make that connection.
Me neither, but the driver's just like,
I love
okay,
it, though.
he really doesn't want to get into that conversation, so it's like, noted.
This man's just regretting picking us up from the side of the road at this point.
Between him listening to conversations that he doesn't want to be a part of and then saying things that apparently just shuts down individuals, he's like, I am not having a good day today. I should have listened to my fortune cookie.
And we move.
And you do. Now, it's about 4 hours into this trek that you guys see a bend in the road. Now, I would like everyone to make a perception check if you would be so kind. Oh, why does it do that? The people at home, you can't see this, but like every so often, like the dice will roll to like an epic number, and then just as if the dice gods just said, fuck you, it just turns over to a lower roll. It's terrible to
Like
see.
real dice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So Wyatt, which works because you're up front and you're not bitching like the other two kids in the back. You notice as you're coming up to the bend in the road, slightly off to the left, there seems to be a secondary trail, like the road splits, but it's been grown over. But your perceptive kind of eyes notice that there are divots in the ground that seem to go off into a more westerly direction, even though this road that you're on is going more of a northwest. And it's when you ponder that, you get the fresh little smell of like something on the cusp of bile and orange juice that's gone way, way bad in the sunlight. I love that that was so specific that all of you went like, oh, I know what that smells like.
I've been there. I've been
Yeah,
there. God.
You're welcome, chat.
Is anybody actually throwing up right now?
Well, I didn't want to do that. I don't want to be that good, but I would be rather impressed with
Again.
myself if that did it.
Oh, feels so good, Mr. Stark.
Oh, my heart.
Wept openly in the theater.
Oh.
Only Wesley could disintegrate.
Oh, okay. We're doing a thing.
Hey, good friend, I think we're gonna hop off here.
Oh, well, if you're sure, that's fine by me.
He's looking at you as if it's
Absolutely.
coming from you. So you're like, probably good timing for you to just take your gas somewhere else.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, and he takes out like a gold piece. Not used to spending large. And he goes, well, I would be honored if you would take this as some sort of recompense.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you. That's very nice. I usually wouldn't, but you know, I've got a granddaughter. She's got her eye on a dollhouse, so this does. Thank you is what I'm trying to say. I'm not very good with words or ending conversations. Apparently, you folks take care and be aware. There's bad things about, but okay. Goodbye.
As we jump off, Wesley's just gonna go under his breath, like, Thank you. And I'm gonna cast Healing Word on him. On the driver.
Okay.
Just to help fix his nose.
Okay. Asta, do you want to partake in anything? Screw
good.
this guy.
She rolls off.
She face
Alright.
plants off.
Yeah. So I'll
As
say
he drives away. Oh, go ahead.
no. Go ahead.
As he drives away, Wyatt's like, "You guys smell that?"
Unfortunately, yes.
Now that you mention it, actually.
I think we got
Ugh.
ourselves a lead. All right, there is
Gonna
an old track,
pick up a rock
and that's
and be like, just to get us back here.
absolutely.
Oh, that
Pop
probably
that in the-
won't work. Actually, I'm sorry. Like what I was mentioning before is like just like things that are like casually along the road and everything like that, like stones that could be knocked down the road, anything like that. Probably not a good thing. But once you guys see a tree, or
A
once you guys
landmark
bed
of
down
some
for the night,
kind.
kind of thing, I'll say that is you'll be responsible for that for sure. But when it happens, we'll mark it on the map for you.
Lovely.
Yes.
That's the road we're going down. I hope you guys don't mind long grass and ticks.
I mind both of those, but we were brought on to do a job, I suppose.
Tell you what, I'll go first. I'll flatten it down for you. Less chance of one of those bloodsuckers attaching themselves.
Lead the way.
Appreciated.
I follow my nose.
It always knows. All right. So let me just do some quick math here. Okay. So I would say you guys would get about 3 hours in before nighttime would be setting in, just from the travel and then walking on foot. Well, we could even say 4 hours in. But I will get whoever is proficient in either nature or survival to make a roll, please.
Oh, not great.
22.
Nice. So as you're walking down this pathway, it takes a while for grass to grow this high. Like you can feel that there has been enough travel down this road with vehicles or just animals or by foot that it has made a sizable like dent in like the land itself. So it has been used, but the amount of growth, it hasn't been used for a long, long time. So just something that kind of perks up in the back of your head. Now, as to ticks and everything like that, oh yeah. So there's quite a few. Like there's the occasion where someone starts scratching and oh yeah, there's a few fleas there, get them off. And every so often, like you kind of stop and take stock, you know, take a water break and you see like just one on Asta's neck right there. You thought it was a mole, but it's got some like, you know, movement to it. So it's like, oh, take care of that.
Hellish rebuke.
God, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Very cool. So yeah, you do have to make the occasional pit stop to kind of feel the creepy crawlies come off your body a little bit. But eventually night does come and you have to find a spot to rest for the night.
All right, city kids, what you think? Where?
Well, anything
let you
away
choose.
from the ticks, preferably.
That's a good call.
I'll rely on your expertise, Wyatt.
Can you see anything that would maybe cover our backs that we could back up against in this area? It's a teaching moment.
Would my 22 carry over with survival?
Any big rocks?
Well, I'll say like wherever you guys find camp, there will probably be something that's like stationary, so that would count for your first container there.
That, I guess. Out
Would
comes
this
the
do?
roll.
What was that?
Would this do?
Outcomes. This will do just fine.
Okay.
Well chosen. He'll start doing the fire, checking perimeter.
Excellent. Make a
Need
survival
Wesley
check
to
for
collect.
me. Yes.
For moi?
Yes, please.
Alrighty. That didn't go. Okay. Go. Sorry, everything just slowed right down. There we
16.
go.
That's really
16.
good. So you find a spot that's got a bit of canvas to it. Like there's a few trees, nothing that would constitute a forest per se, but it's just like a few trees that haven't been cut down from like previous logging adventures, like in this terrain. So you kind of get in between there and set up enough of a kind of fireplace and everything that we can see like this. And good timing as well, because by the time you get the fire going, it lights up the darkened sky. And you guys have the evening to kind of bed down and figure out what you're going to do for watch rotations, or if you have any food that you want to prepare.
Is
Oh, I forgot to hunt.
Sorry?
So Chuck said I forgot to hunt. I was gonna ask, can we still smell the stench?
Oh,
we
yeah.
followed?
It's fairly heavy here.
Asa just kind of like takes out like a little nose, like. Fuck. But otherwise, that was spooky. I would like to send out Vesper as a bat. Like, just I kind of like lift up my hat a little bit, and she comes fluttering out, just to kind of like make a little perimeter check. And I'll project my consciousness into Vesper, so I
Fair
can
enough.
see what she sees.
Excellent. So I'll let you make a perception check there.
Yeah, as of that, just bring up the stat block for it.
What's a bat's smell vision like?
So they have echolocation, so they have blind sight for
Okay.
up to 60 feet. And she has advantage on wisdom checks that rely on hearing. So perception checks that rely on hearing.
Gotcha. All right.
So if I'm to make, you asked for a perception check, correct?
Yes, please.
Okay. Would I have advantage on that? Or not?
Why advantage? I'm sorry.
She has advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. I'll roll 2 d20s because I don't have the stat block on Foundry. So that would be, so the 15. Sorry, I did not input that correctly.
It's all good.
15 plus wisdom, so plus 1. So 16.
16. Okay. Keep that in mind.
Mhm.
Anybody else? What's everybody doing before we bed down for the night?
If the background is accurate, Wyatt's gonna get some pine needles and throw them on the fire to help kill the smell
Okay.
a little bit.
Good idea.
And if we have rations, probably just do a small ration meal.
Sure. Easy enough. Now, before everybody goes to sleep, is there any discussions or anything anybody want to have?
Wyatt's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
He keeps to himself, just staring into the fire.
Well, Neff feels like she's just bursting with like stories to tell all you guys. But unfortunately, she is caught up with a bit of like a laryngitis from like all the screaming and like revelry she had the night before. So she's minding her throat a little bit.
Ah, yes, the orgy.
It was such a fantastic thing.
Yeah, she just sounds like she's got like smoker's cough with razor blades, so
Damn.
yeah. Get better soon, Fred.
So, Asta will just kind of like as soon as like she's back in her own body, she'll just go like,
I suggest I take the first watch, if you'd like.
Sure.
Yeah, if it suits you.
Yeah, all right. Who shall I wake up?
Neff raises her hand.
What? That raises her hand.
Okay. Well, have a good night, despite the smell.
and Asta will retreat to her like little camp spot that she set up with her unseen servants, and she'll just hunker down with her tome open on her lap.
Are you relying on Vesper's sight for perception check kind of thing?
So I would send Vesper out to patrol around the camp, but I wouldn't project my consciousness. I would rely on her to report
Okay.
back to me telepathically if there's anything.
Right. So I'll say we'll use the 16. That'll kind of carry over
Okay.
for that.
Yeah.
Cool. So nothing to report. Your watch was pretty good. Before long, it is your time to switch over, and Neff takes over. And that's where I bring this up. And I am going to do a perception check. Burp. Yep. That tracks. Well, it's about that time that Neff notices that the scented pine needles in the fire have worn out their use because the overwhelming stench really comes back, and it's to the point where she's not sure if it's the stench or the smoke from the fire that's making her eyes water. And she even moves to like a different area of the fire so that the smoke doesn't get in her eyes, and it's still causing her to be like dabbing every so often. Like her feathers getting really damp. Well, I guess her finger feathers, whatever the fuck she has for hands, they're getting really wet. Yeah, to the point where like even like some little individuals, where the tears come and it makes a little bit of a black stain around the muzzle there.
Yeah.
So she's got like raccoon looking kind of eye makeup going on right now, but she doesn't notice it. She thinks she's still pretty, which she is in real life, but maybe not in game. But it's because of this distraction that she doesn't realize until it's too late that there is something just beyond the firelight. But we'll have to wait till next week to find out what it is. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out in the chat room. Hope you had a good time. I had a lot of fun introducing a new character. I didn't think he was going to be that cool, but I liked him.
Let's go back. Right.
Let's go back.
Shit, the
Let's just have a
Rizzler.
job working there. Aw, thank you, Billy Boyd. All right, well, guys, we're going to call it for tonight, but we will be back next Sunday. Like I said at the top of the stream, I will get it fixed for next time, but yes, we are going to be multi-streaming going on from now on. So we will be on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and if I can figure it out, Instagram, all at the same time. So by all means, whatever platform you want to watch us on, you will find us there. And eventually we will get to TikTok, but not until we're like uber popular apparently, because they're snobs. But other than that, thank you so much for hanging out. Looking forward to next week. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we will see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.